Hello everyone and welcome to another Starfield Mod showcase. If I sound odd, I apologize. I've come down with something, I don't know what it is, but my throat is not doing very well. Anyways, I have updated the SR2 Normandy, as you can tell. And I've actually added in the Alliance version of the Normandy. It is a lot bigger, about a quarter bigger than the previous version of the mod. And so with that, you can actually build and put a lot more inside of this ship than you previously were able to. So, this is the modded build, so don't think that you're gonna have all the pieces if you don't have all the mods. Some of this will be available, obviously all the stuff for the Normandy will be included, but I'll go over this one first and then I'll show you a more vanilla build. So up front, we've got the Viking CP220 cockpit. You don't have to use this. You can actually use a different cockpit if you want. This is just what I like. Behind that, we've got the Stroud Control Station 2x1, and up front, just like in the previous edition of this mod, we have the SR2 Docker. This did get updated, so the register point is a lot farther away than it originally was, so yeah, you should be able to put this anywhere on the ship and it should work. Behind that, I've got a Stroud Armory 2x1. Behind that, the Stroud Infirmary 2x1, and then behind that, I've got the Stroud Computer Core 2x1. Two weapon mounts, and this is on both the left and the right side. As you can see up front, I've got the Eradicator 75 MEV neutron beam. You can switch this out, and now because it's so big, I don't think it matters. Like, put C-class weapons on here if you want. That's fine. It's not going to clip anymore. This is just, I just like that instead. On the back end here, I've got the KE-49A autocannon, and then it's hard to see. On top here, I've got, oh come on, let me select you. There it is. The X-Wing S Proton Torpedo, and again, that's on both sides. That's what I mean. That's part of the X-Wing mod, so if you don't have that, you're not going to have this. Don't worry about that if you don't. You can put some missiles up there if you want. Behind that, we've got Melita's Aerospace 1x2 Aft VHAB, and that's part of Melita's Aerospace. And then behind that, we have Melita's Aerospace Large Captain's Quarters. If you do it in this manner where you use a VHAB and then a 2x2 or 2x3, you can fit 2x2s in here. The only thing is, you need to make sure that you've got an entry point from the bottom here. So make sure that you do that. Let's go to the bottom. The front portion of the bottom piece, we have a Stroud Workshop 2x1, just like the previous version, and then behind that, we have a Stroud Engineering Bay 3x1. This is new. Very glad I was able to put this in there. And then on top of that, at the very last little piece here, I've got the SR2 Tantalus Drive Core. This doesn't have to go here necessarily. I can move this and put it right there, and it's fine. It doesn't clip. There's no problems. That's just where I decided to put it. You can put more stuff back here. Okay, this is not like the be-all, end-all. This is just where I wanted to end this ship. So if you want to put more stuff in here, play around with it, see what you can put in. It's a lot bigger, so you can put more stuff. Up top, we have a Stroud all-in-one berth 3x1, and then a Stroud living quarters 2x1, and a Stroud science lab 2x1. And then on the very top, we have the Normandy SR2 engines up on this piece on the front portion of the Stroud living quarters. And then behind that, we've got the HE3 tank SR2 Normandy. This was changed. It now uses this model, obviously, so it takes up less room. We have the SR2 fusion plant behind that, and lastly, the SR2 kinetic shield. On the very, very bottom, just like the previous version, find your Stroud workshop, or whatever you decide to put here, whatever hab you put here. And then attach your SR2 Normandy Bay, and that's the modded build. Once you have all that, get your Normandy fuselage, whether it's this one or the Alliance version, and it should snap a lot easier now. I put a bunch of snap points on this thing. I understand them a lot more now, but okay. So you see that. That is the cockpit. Easiest way to get this to line up the way that it should, if you have all the same amount of habs and the same length and all that kind of stuff that I do, easiest way is to find where it's just barely peeking through right there. See that? And then one more. There you go. Now there should, if you did it right, there shouldn't be any clipping anywhere on this whole thing. And it looks like there is not. So, that is the Alliance modded build. Now let's go to a little bit more of a vanilla build with the Cerberus version. So I'll actually go ahead and I'll delete this so y'all can see. If I go into the structural section and I go down, so I've got both the Alliance Normandy and the Cerberus Normandy. They're independent of one another. They are both included with the same mod, so like you don't have to have multiple ESPs or anything like that. It's basically the same thing, just one Cerberus and one is the Alliance version. So, but for this one, I just kind of threw this together so it's not anything too in-depth. Up front, I've got the Viking cockpit again, Stroud control station with, again, the docker right there. You don't have to put the docker there. You can put this kind of wherever. I think it's fine. It's just that's where I prefer it. You can put this anywhere on the top. Behind that, another Stroud control station. Again, just kind of threw it together, and then Tantalus drive core right there. This cannot go up top. I think I already said that, but you know. Stroud armory behind that. Stroud infirmary behind that. We've got more weapon plates, or excuse me, weapon mounts with weapons. It's the same, I believe the same weapons. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I've got the missile launchers, Atlantic 280C missile launchers on this thing. And that's hooked up to the infirmary. And then behind that, we have the Stroud Science Lab, Stroud Computer Core, and then Stroud Captain's Quarters 2x1. On the bottom, it's the same, Stroud Engineering Bay 3x1, Stroud Workshop 2x1, and we do still have the Normandy Bay in the same spot. Again, you don't have to use that same spot. If you want it to go further back, you can. Currently, you cannot put this up in any of these. Might change that if enough people ask, but for now, this is where it is. Up top, I've got a Stroud Science Lab, Stroud Living Quarters 2x1, and a Stroud All-in-One Berth. And then again, I've got the different modules up here that we already went over, and of course the Tantalus Drive Core, the Grav Drive. Getting this to snap is exactly the same as the Alliance one. It's got the same snap points. Ta-da! There we go. There's my Alliance and Cerberus Normandy. I'm not going to give you a tour of the Alliance one, just because why bother? It's vanilla habs, the boring. I do want to show you this thing does have full collision, so you can walk on it. It doesn't look super pretty up close because of how old the game is. This was ported from the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect, so just keep that in mind. It's not the best model up close, but it looks good from far away, and that's generally how you're going to look at it. So, oh, I added in some crew slots on the fuselage of the Normandy, so you should be able to have 8 crew members on this thing. I mean, no matter what, you should be able to do that. But there's our landing bay right there. It's still invisible, so just board and then you'll be inside. Okay, so here's that's the front. Here is heading towards the back, the engineering bay. Here's our V-hab, and voila, we have our lovely 2x2 hab right here.
You keep installing new cool things in your ship. It's like Christmas every day.
Here's the computer core. I wish this was a 2x2, I really do, but it can get kind of odd. I mean, like I said, it's doable, but it can be a bit finicky on how things work depending on how you build it. Here's the 3rd floor. Never thought I would say that about the Normandy, at least not Starfield, but we actually have 3 floors to this thing, which is fantastic.
Need something?
Hey, good to see you.
Nice
Got
to
our
see
science
you.
lab. Here's the armory. Why are there things in here? There should not be things in here. But I'll take them. That's neat. Huh. Alright, cool. Here we have our control station. There's the docker. And then finally, we have our bridge. A fair warning, because it is big, you're going to encounter clipping. It is what it is, but it's very, very minimal. This is about as big as I'm willing to make this thing because of that. And this really turned out a lot better than I expected. So far, with most places, the clipping's been very, very minimal, which is good.
Aim point reached. Orbit stable.
Here she is in space. And then, where did that person go? Come on. The modules themselves did not get updated. Didn't update anything. Yeah, this is, I think, a much better version of the Normandy than the previous edition, just because of how big it is and a bit more stuff inside. And it is of course, the Alliance version, which I like a lot more than the Cerberus version. And I like the faction in Mass Effect a lot more than the Cerberus too. There's that. But anyways, alright, that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. May the Lord bless you and keep you until we meet again. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.